Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to give you day two, the scenes of parliament when the remains of Odinga were paraded in the institution where he started his politics as an MP many years ago. A place where he tabled bills, a place he represented government as a former prime minister, as a prime minister, a place he also resigned and made history as the first member of parliament to resign as an MP when he disagreed with ideals of the party that took him there. Odinga's body was lying in parliament. I saw this video when the body was opened full in parliament for the public viewing. And really, it is tough. It is tough to come to reality. But I think in the caliber of Odinga, this was needed because the people really needed closure. People really needed closure. Personally, I think I saw the video. I saw that. I watched that video throughout. And I felt like, yes, Tono Nindo. Yes. Yes. The lion is gone, but his spirit will live with us. It's true. Odinga is gone. So I am here to give you some scenes of parliament and some just critical updates about some things you are seeing. Maybe you'll want to understand. MPs breaking down. This is a photo of the women members of parliament. I could see them in their black attires, really breaking down at that point. You know, I can tell you that people are mourning Raila for different reasons. For different reasons. My reason, personally, if you ask me, and by then you can get the comment section, how do you mourn Odinga? Me, I mourn Odinga for one thing. That when you needed a voice to say this is wrong, this is not this way, Odinga was that man. Odinga was that person. His bravery, and then he was bold. Mpaka inchi ilimwogopa. You see those 8 laws that president signed? If Raila was there, Raila was just there to say taka taka. And the whole thing, and the government is back to drawing board. For the boldness and the bravery that he had, Odinga remained Odinga. And these MPs here, quite a number of them, I've just been listening to some of the tributes. Guys, a majority of some women MPs started as nominated MPs, starting even with Millie Odhiambo. So from that nomination, they got the platform, they got the courage to start their political journeys. And quite a number of them graduated from Odinga's political leadership. Quite a number of them. The other photo I would want us to pay attention to is Raila Odinga Jr. is the one now has been handed over the family mantle from his late father, and that's why you can see him holding that fly whisk. I know this photo, people have been interpreting. What about it? I always see some people with this fly whisk moving around with it, some budding politicians. It is not a decoration. And for Odinga, you will understand, you will see when he was alive, whenever he would go to a burial, ungemwona with that fly whisk. It was to appease the spirits. And it is also a symbol of leadership. a symbol of power. So this point, remember when the ODM party was handed over to the brother as the deputy party leader, as the party leader, acting party leader, there are a lot of questions about it. But in terms of the family mantle, that seemed to have been handed over to Raila Jr. because they were thinking that Winnie was closest to Baba. Now, some of those things are very important for family order. And is the man, if Fidel was alive, Fidel would have taken it. But Raila Jr. is the man holding that. So that is why, and that is what, and my brief interpretation of that, but we are waiting for speeches. We might hear more revelations from that. And that is my view, or rather interpretation, about that fly whisk. The other observation I wanted us to make is Maurice Omondi Ogeta. My heart goes out to this man. This man here. This man here. I just don't know. I can tell you people that I want you to imagine. I believe that man spent, apart from Raila's family, probably apart from Raila's wife, he might have spent more time with Odinga than even some family members. Apart from the inner family, the next person, and Amefika in India has been very strong. In parliament was greeting the president and was broken. And one of the photos that has really broken me, wakati Raila imefika Nyayo, imepelekwa na watu wa military. Ogeta was still walking around. I just don't know. I just don't know. Let's send our hugs to that man. One day, I wish I get to meet him and say, Paul, bro, that was tough. That, I think it has been tough. Everyone maybe have given it a closure. But I think Ogeta needs people around him. Throughout the work, and there is a sense of loneliness. Remember, the other body get passed on. The other body get passed on just a few months ago. Odour. So he was the only man. He was the only one who was remaining. He had not hawakuameleta mwingine. Remember, it was not very easy to appoint anyone even in that position. So, and you can feel. I just feel Wanga, the ODM battalion, the ODM leaders that loved Odinga. You guys need to take care of that man. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but that man is in tatters. That man is broken. Indeed, that man is broken. I also saw the president holding back his tears. I said, even the president is a human. Yes, even the president is a human. It has not been easy. It has not been easy. Completely not been easy. Only, I think the strongest from Odinga family is Winnie. Yes, you can look around, you can see him there. Now, an update. The pallbearers, these pallbearers of the body of Baba are in the rank of a major. This is different from late Moi and Kibaki, where they were in the rank of a colonel. A major ranks below colonel in military hierarchies, but typically indicating a ceremonial prestige. For Kenyan state funerals, pallbearers' ranks reflect the honorary status. President Moi Kibaki received higher honors with colonels, while Odinga major level bearers suggest a comparatively higher of relatively level protocol, possibly due to his non-presidential role despite his stature. people, whatever happened, this was supposed to happen yesterday. But it did not happen simply because it did not happen simply because the things were a bit chaotic. But I need to probably applaud the organizers. And let me tell you the first mistake that happened. You see, why Murkomen was boarding a plane to go and pick Raila's body in India instead of remaining here to organize on how things would run is what went wrong. And yesterday, the committee was broadened. There was clear communication from the word go. I was being told that even the decision to go to Kasarani, to take the body to Kasarani, it took them too long to make that decision. They made that decision after leaving airport. It took them too long, but emotions were high. So it was so bad on how it actually happened. I've seen there is a revelation from Raila's younger sister, Ruth Odinga. He's saying that former Prime Minister was recovering well and returning to normalcy before his sudden death. According to Ruth, Raila was not even in the hospital on Wednesday, but was staying at a resort with close relatives after undergoing a medical checkup. She noted that he had shown remarkable improvement and was preparing to travel back home this Thursday. Raila was supposed to be back this Thursday. Thursday, Peter. Of course, he came back, but he came back dead. Ruth explained that they were at the resort ahead of the planned return and that Raila appeared to be in good condition, even taking his usual walk earlier in the day. She clarified that he did not collapse, but mentioned feeling slightly tired before sitting down. The family initially thought it was ordinary fatigue from the walk before calling for an ambulance. So it did not collapse as said, according to Ruth. She explains the last moments. That is not what happened. Actually, he was in good condition. So he was supposed to be back in the country, and several activities were lined up for him, including going to launch the Raila Odinga Raila Odinga School. Why do you think the parliament, body being taken to parliament was very important? It was part of the process that what had to be done. It was planned, but it did not happen because of the chaos, the Thursday chaos that could not allow that to happen. Raila started his politics there. He started his politics there when he was elected as a member of parliament representing Langata constituency. And that was in the 1992 elections. So, and he holds a special place there. And as a party leader of one of the largest parties in this continent, I think he has churned out many members of parliament. Through that party, many careers have been built in parliament, starting even with the speaker. I remember when Speaker Wetangula had lost his by-election as Bungoma senator was thrown out and was facing stiff competition from, I think that was Muskari Kombe, if I'm not wrong. It is Raila Odinga who led campaigns for Wetangula's re-election in Bungoma, and he touched several lives in that parliament. So even for parliamentarians, that was a very critical part of making sure that they give it a closure. Because of state funeral, it's part of requirements on according a leader the state funeral. And yesterday, I saw Luo leaders and they made it right that while Odinga is being mourned, but let them also allow, others to mourn Odinga, and let them allow the funeral as was planned for the dignity of Odinga. I think there was a need for public closure. There's a big need for public closure. As Odinga moves out of parliament, I have to put out a word here to that institution. I think that is one in amongst government arms. If there was an arm that was closest to his heart, is the legislature. Yes, he would miss presidency. He missed the presidency, never became president. Went without becoming president. But I remember Kanini Kega saying that after the general election in 2022, he convened an Azimio PG and told them he's glad that Azimio has gathered numbers in parliament. And now, the movement can continue. He believed in parliament. And at this critical time, the country is very worried of post-Raila era. Post-Raila era is a mirage no one knows. And it's true, we are afraid. What next post-Raila? The best the members of parliament can do is now to do their work in honor of Odinga. If you want to be Odinga, Odinga called out when things are wrong. When something was not right, he called it out. So at this point, I believe there are several bills that come post Odinga. Many. Let's wait and see. And I believe as they accorded Odinga the respect, that institution, they bow for him and showed respect, they should also reciprocate to Kenyans by making sure they pass bills that really pursue the late Odinga ideals, equity, justice. I had one panelist saying, Odinga did not become president because he believed in social justice and equity. He believed that election must not be rigged. And because of that, we must actually, the parliament must up its game to ensure that happens. Thank you.